Hello grade 9s and welcome to another mathematics lesson under the topic of algebraic expressions. Right now we're going to be dealing with multiplication of algebraic expressions. Please note that it would involve monomial times binomial, monomial times trinomial, as well as binomial times trinomial. It will be mixed. So please grin and bear with it. Here we go. Please take this down. I modified it from siavola.com. Number 1 states, simplify the following algebraic expressions. 1.1, you have A open bracket, 2B plus C. So we're going to use the distributive law. But first we give everything a coefficient. What is the coefficient of A? 1A times, open bracket, already has a coefficient, 2B plus 1C. So we distribute 1A times 2B. 1 times 2 is 2. A times B is AB. Right? It's positive times positive is positive. 1 times 1 is 1. A times C is AC. And then remember, if the coefficient is 1, we don't write it in the final answer. So the final answer is 2AB plus AC. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that is clear. 1.2, 2d open bracket, 3e minus 2f close bracket. So it's going to be positive times positive is positive, 2 times 3 is 6. D times E is DE. Positive times negative, negative. 2 times 2, 4. D times F, DF. That is the final answer. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.3, 3h open bracket, 4h plus 5 close bracket. So here outside we have the same variable and inside we have the same variable. So we give everything an exponent. And remember, if the exponent is not written, it is 1. So this is going to be equal to 3h to the power of 1 times 4h to the power of 1 plus 5. 3 times 4 is 12. H to the power of 1 times h to the power of 1, it's h to the power of 1 plus 1. Positive times positive is positive. 3 times 5 is 15. Then we are left with h to the power of 1. 12 h. 1 plus 1, 2. Plus 15 h to the power of 1. Remember, if the exponent is 1, we don't write it down. So your final answer is going to be 12h to the power of 2 plus 15h. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.4, 4k open bracket, 5k squared minus 6 close bracket. Outside we have k, inside we have k. So we give everything an exponent to simplify it for ourselves. So this is going to be 4k to the power of 1, open bracket, 5k to the power of 2 minus 6. Positive times positive is positive. 4 times 5 is 20. K to the power of 1 times k to the power of 2. It's k to the power of 1 plus 2. Positive times negative. Negative. 4 times 6. 24. K to the power of 1. So we have 20k. 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 24k to the power of 1. Remember, if the exponent is 1, we don't write it down in the final answer. So our final answer is going to be 20k to the power of 3 minus 24k. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.5, m open bracket, p plus 2q plus 3r. So we have different variables, right? So the first step is to give everything a coefficient. Remember, if they are not written, it's 1. So it's going to be 1m, 1p plus 2q plus 3r. Then we use the distributive law. 1 times 1 is 1. M times p is mp. Positive times positive is positive. 1 times 2 is 2. M times q, it's mq. Positive times positive is positive. 1 times 3 is 3. M times r is mr. Okay. Remember, if the coefficient is 1, we don't write it down. So the final answer is going to be mp plus 2mq plus 3mr. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. 1.6, 3 open bracket, 2s plus 3t minus 4v close bracket. We have a number externally, so we just multiply the number with everything internally. 3 times 2 is 6. S. Positive times positive is positive. 3 times 3 is 9. T. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 4, 12. V. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. 1.7, negative 4x, open bracket, 3x squared plus 2x plus 1, close bracket. X externally as well as x internally. So the first step is to make sure that everything has an exponent. So it's going to be negative 4x to the power of 1, 3x to the power of 2, plus 2x to the power of 1, plus 1. Negative times positive is negative. 4 times 3 is 12. X to the power of 1 times x to the power of 2 is x to the power of 1 plus 2. Negative times positive is negative. 4 times 2, 8. X to the power of 1 times x to the power of 1, x to the power of 1 plus 1. Negative times positive is negative. 4 times 1 is 4. Then we have this x to the power of 1. Then you simplify the exponents. It's going to be negative 12x. 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 8x. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 4x to the power of 1. Remember, if the exponent is 1, we don't write it down. So it's going to be negative 12x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 2 minus 4x. I hope that's clear and I hope that makes sense. Okay, 1.8, negative 5y to the power of 3, z to the power of 2, open bracket, 4y to the power of 2z minus 3y plus 2, close bracket. So we give everything an exponent. So it's negative 5y to the power of 3, z to the power of 2, 4y to the power of 2, z to the power of 1, minus 3y to the power of 1 plus 2. Then negative times positive, negative. 5 times 4 is 20. Y to the power of 3 times y to the power of 2, y to the power of 3 plus 2. Z to the power of 2 times z to the power of 1, z to the power of 2 plus 1. Negative times negative, positive. Y to the power of 3 times y to the power of, 5 times 3, 15. Y to the power of 3 times y to the power of 1, y to the power of 3 plus 1. Then z to the power of 2. Negative times positive, negative. 5 times 2, 10. There's nothing here, so it's going to be minus 10. Y to the power of 3, z to the power of 2. Forgive me for my lack of space. So it's negative 20. Y. 3 plus 2 is 5. Z. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 15. Y. 3 plus 1 is 4. Z to the power of 2. Minus 10. Y to the power of 3. z to the power of 2. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. 1.9, we have 6x to the power of 4 open bracket, 3x to the power of 3 plus 2x to the power of 2 plus 1. So everything has an exponent. So 6 times 3, 18. X to the power of 4 times x to the power of 3. X to the power of 4 plus 3. Positive times positive is positive. 6 times 2 is 12. X to the power of 4 times x to the power of 2 is x to the power of 4 plus 2. Positive times positive is positive. 6 times 1 is 6. X to the power of 4. So here, final answers to simplify the exponents. 18x, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 12x, 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 6x to the power of 4. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. (1.10) a open bracket 3a to the power of 3 plus 2a to the power of 2 plus a minus 10. First step is to give everything a coefficient and an exponent, because we have a outside and a inside. So this is going to be 1a to the power of 1, 3a to the power of 3, plus 2a to the power of 2, plus 1a to the power of 1, minus 10. Close bracket. Positive times positive is positive. 1 times 3, 3. A to the power 1 times a to the power 3, a to the power 1 plus 3. Positive times positive is positive. 1 times 2 is 2. A to the power 1 times a to the power 2 is a to the power 1 plus 2. Positive times positive is positive. 1 times 1 is 1. A to the power 1 times a to the power 1 is a to the power 1 plus 1. Positive times negative is negative. 1 times 10 is 10. A to the power 1, there's nothing here. So now we simplify the exponents. So this is 3a. 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 2a. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1a. 1 plus 1 is 2. Minus 10a to the power of 1. Remember, if the coefficient is 1 and if the exponent is 1, we don't write it down. So your final answer is going to be 3a to the power of 4 plus 2a to the power of 3 plus a to the power of 2 minus 10a. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. 1.11 negative 2b to the power of 2 open bracket 3b to the power of 3 minus b plus 5. B outside, B inside. So we give everything a coefficient and an exponent. Negative 2b to the power of 2, 3b to the power of 3, minus 1b to the power of 1, plus 5. Negative times positive, negative. 2 times 3, 6. B to the power of 2 times b to the power of 3, b to the power of 2 plus 3. Negative times negative, positive. 2 times 1, 2. B to the power of 2 times b to the power of 1, b to the power of 2 plus 1. Negative times positive, negative. 2 times 5, 10. Then we have this b to the power of 2. So we have negative 6b. 2 plus 3 is 5. Plus 2b. 2 plus 1 is 3. Minus 10b squared. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.12, 3c to the power of 3, open bracket, 4b to the power of 4 minus 3a to the power of 3 plus 2d minus 1. So we have different variables and everything has a number, so just multiply. Positive times positive is positive. 3 times 4, 12. C to the power of 3 times b to the power of 4 is b to the power of 4, c to the power of 3. Positive times negative, negative. 3 times 3, 9. C to the power of 3 times a to the power of 3, a to the power of 3, c to the power of 3. Positive times positive is positive. C to the power of 3 times d. 3 times 2 is 6. C to the power of 3 times d is c to the power of 3 d. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 1 is 3. C to the power of 3 is just that. So the final answer to make it clear, is 12b to the power of 4, c to the power of 3, minus 9, a to the power of 3, c to the power of 3, plus 6, c to the power of 3, d, minus 3c to the power of 3. Actually, you write them in decreasing order. So it was going to start with this. Okay. I promise it will be clear in the memo. Even if you leave it like this, you are correct. But negative 9, a to the power of 3, c to the power of 3, plus 12, b to the power of 4, c to the power of 3, plus 6, c to the power of 3, d, minus 3, c to the power of 3. I hope that is clear. I hope that makes sense. Because it's A, C, B, C, C, D, and then even if this came here, it's still correct. 1.13, negative 5e to the power of 5, open bracket, 4e to the power of 4 minus 3e to the power of 3, plus 2e to the power of 2 minus e. E on the out, e on the inside. Make sure that everything has an exponent. Negative 5e to the power of 5, 4e to the power of 4, minus 3e to the power of 3, plus 2e to the power of 2, minus 1e to the power of 1. Negative times positive, negative. 5 times 4, 20. E to the power of 5 times e to the power of 4, e to the power of 5, plus 4. Negative times negative, positive. 5 times 3, 15. E to the power of 5 times e to the power of 3, e to the power of 5, plus 3. Negative times positive is negative. 5 times 2 is 10. E to the power of 5 times e to the power of 2 is e to the power of 5, plus 2. Negative times negative is positive. 5 times 1 is 5. E to the power of 5 times e to the power of 1 is e to the power of 5, plus 1. So the answer is negative 20 e. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 15 e. 5 plus 3 is 8, minus 10 e. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 5 e. 5 plus 1 is 6. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.14, 6f to the power of 6, open bracket, 3h to the power of 5, plus 11k to the power of 4, minus 12m to the power of 3. Everything has a coefficient and everything has a exponent. So we get straight to it. 6 times 8, 48. F to the power of 6 times h to the power of 5 is f to the power of 6 h to the power of 5. Positive times positive is positive. 6 times 11 is 66. F to the power of 6 times k to the power of 6 is f to the power of 6 k to the power of 4. Positive times negative is negative. 6 times 12. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. F to the power of 6 times m to the power of 3 is f to the power of 6 m to the power of 3. That is the final answer. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. (1.15) 5n open bracket n minus 3 close bracket plus 2 open bracket n plus 1 close bracket. Same variable n, so we make sure that everything has a coefficient as well as an exponent. 5n to the power of 1, 1n to the power of 1 minus 3 plus 2, 1n to the power of 1 plus 1. 5 times 1, positive times positive is positive, 5 times 1 is 5, n to the power of 1 times n to the power of 1, it's n to the power of 1 plus 1. Positive times negative is negative, 5 times 3 is 15, then you have this n to the power of 1. Positive times positive is positive, 2 times 1 is 2, n to the power of 1. Positive times positive, positive, 2 times 1 is 2. Simplify as well as like terms. N to the power of 1, n to the power of 1. So 5n, 1 plus 1 is 2. Sorry, deal with the coefficients. Negative 15 plus 2 is negative 13, n to the power of 1 plus 2. Remember, if the exponent is 1, we don't write it down. So the final answer is going to be 5n to the power of 2 minus 13n plus 2. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. 1.16, open bracket, r minus 6, close bracket, open bracket, r plus 6, close bracket. So r and r, make sure that everything has a coefficient as well as a exponent. So this is going to be 1r to the power of 1 minus 6, 1r to the power of 1 plus 6. Then we repeat one bracket twice. So let's repeat this one. So first term, 1r to the power of 1. This bracket, 1r to the power of 1 plus 6 minus 6, 1r to the power of 1 plus 6. Then we simplify. 1 times 1 is 1. R to the power of 1 times r to the power of 1 is r to the power of 1 plus 1. Positive times positive is positive. 1 times 6 is 6. R to the power of 1. Negative times positive is negative. 6 times 1 is 6. Then we have this r to the power of 1. Negative times positive is negative. 6 times 6 is 36. Like terms. Okay, let's simplify. This one is going to be 1r. 1 plus 1 is 2. Like terms, r to the power of 1, r to the power of 1. 6 minus 6 is, you can say 0. R to the power of 1 minus 36. Remember, anything multiplied by 0 is just 0, so this is not there. If the coefficient is 1, we don't write it down. So the final answer is r to the power of 6 minus 36. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.17, 2s to the power of 2 open bracket, 3s plus 4 close bracket, plus 5 open bracket, 6s plus 7 close bracket. We have s everywhere, so make sure that everything has an exponent. So this is going to be 2s to the power of 2, 3s to the power of 1 plus 4, plus 5, 6s to the power of 1 plus 7. Then we use the distributive law. Positive times positive is positive. 2 times 3 is 6. S to the power of 2 times S to the power of 1 is S to the power of 2 plus 1. Positive times positive is positive. 2 times 4 is 8. Then we have this S to the power of 2. Positive times positive is positive. 5 times 6 is 30. S to the power of 1. Positive times positive is positive. 5 times 7 is 35. Hope that is clear. Simplify the exponents. 6s, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 8s to the power of, it was supposed to be, 8s to the power of 2, plus 30s to the power of 1 plus 35. If the exponent is 1, we don't write it down, so the final answer is 6s to the power of 3 plus 8s to the power of 2 plus 30s plus 35. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. 1.18, open bracket, 3t minus 2, close bracket, open bracket, t to the power of 2 minus 2t minus 3. First step is to make sure that everything has an exponent as well as a coefficient. So open bracket, 3t to the power of 1 minus 2, 1t to the power of 2 minus 2t to the power of 1 minus 3. Then we repeat one bracket twice. I say let's repeat this one. So the first term in the first bracket, 3t to the power of 1, 1t to the power of 2, minus 2t to the power of 1, minus 3, then minus 2, 1t to the power of 2, minus 2t to the power of 1, minus 3. Right? Then we simplify. Positive times positive is positive. 3 times 1 is 3. T to the power of 1 times t to the power of 2. T to the power of 1 plus 2. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 2 is 6. T to the power of 1 times t to the power of 1. T to the power of 1 plus 1. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 3, 9. We have this t to the power of 1. Okay. Then, negative times positive, negative. 2 times 1 is 2. Then we have this t to the power of 2. Negative times negative, positive. 2 times 2 is 4. T to the power of 1. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 3 is 6. That is it. I hope that is clear and I hope that makes sense. Now we simplify the exponents. So this is going to be 3t. 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 6t. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 9t to the power of 1 minus 2t to the power of 2 plus 4t to the power of 1 plus 6. My space issue always flares up. Now, like terms. T to the power of 3 has no other like term. So it's 3t to the power of 3. T to the power of 2, t to the power of 2. So you deal with the coefficients. Negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8t to the power of 2. T to the power of 1, t to the power of 1. Deal with the coefficients. Negative 9 plus 4 minus 5t to the power of 1. And then plus 6 is the only constant. When the exponent is 1, we don't write it down. So the final answer is 3t to the power of 3 minus 8t to the power of 2 minus 5t plus 6. I hope that is clear, and I hope that makes sense. I know that this may have been a lot, but please grin and bear with it. Remember the distributive law as well as the laws of exponents. If you found this helpful in any way, please click the like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again.